Men can essentially be anywhere, right? And that's something that irked me. Like, if I'm going from here to Mahaleshwar, my dad or brother can stop the car and go into a field, but I have to wait till, let's say, Pune to find a nice bathroom for myself. So, in our research, we realized that firstly, not only are we facing the biggest problem of having UTIs while contracting UTIs and infection while using dirty toilets, I just wanted to pee. And I have to go through so much humiliation. Like, I don't know if there's a camera here recording me. I don't know whether someone can see me. Am I getting my clothes ruined? Am I not, I'm definitely not comfortable being. The one thing that really irks me is the fact that while bad washrooms exist, and okay, when you're not on your period, it's still manageable. But what if you are on your period and you still have to deal with a dirty bathroom? Like, that is quite literally insane. I think my biggest enemy when it came to bathrooms used to be my school bathroom. Like, I hated it. 8 hours every day, I did not go to the bathroom.
Hi all, welcome to the Strategic Pulse. I'm your host Supriya Praveen. Today we have Riva Mehta with us, a student and a young founder of ItsClean, a platform that reviews washrooms to promote healthier and safer places. It's always exciting to see students stepping up into entrepreneurship, especially social entrepreneurship. Hi Riva, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for inviting me.
So awesome. Can you tell us about yourself and what it's clean all about?
Sure. So, firstly, I'm Riva Mehta. I'm a student. I'm a DP2 or 12th grade student at Kanakya International School. And something about me is that I've always had this thing that women are not, the society or public spaces in general has not been made for women, right? And we see that everywhere. So, ItsClean was formulated based on one very niche that's been ignored for women, and that is going to the washroom. Now, this might be a little blunt for me to say, or sort of inappropriate maybe, but men can essentially be anywhere, right? And that's something that irked me. Like, if I'm going from here to Mahaleshwar, my dad or brother can stop the car and go into a field, but I have to wait till, let's say, Pune to find a nice bathroom for myself, right? And I always thought that this was a problem that I was facing maybe, or maybe me and my mom were facing, because we literally remember every single bathroom from here to Panchgani, like, by heart, right? But then I spoke to many women over the years, and I realized that, okay, this is a problem that's happening for every single person I'm speaking to. Every single woman is facing this problem. So I spoke to people from my family, my friends. I spoke to people from across India. I have a few friends abroad, and I spoke to them as well. And they're like, see, listen, we all have this problem. Like, it's not an Indian thing, it's a global. And that's when I realized that we need to do something about it, right? The government they're trying their best, but maybe they're not reaching that solution quicker. Other companies are not really looking at washrooms as their first priority, right? So who could do something about it? Us. And that's when I reached out to two of my friends, once from Bangalore, her name's Surbhi Padmanabhan, and once from Pleasanton, California, his name is Shubh Jani. And together we became 3 co-founders of this web app called ItsClean. And basically what we do over there is help women find clean and safe bathrooms wherever they are. So we get crowdsourced data from women themselves, so it's by the women for the women, essentially. And we're trying to make it as much of a global platform as possible to help women, from practically anywhere with just a little bit of an internet connection to find a clean and safe bathroom.
I think that is so important. I totally relate. And even I didn't know it's a global problem. I thought it's only an India problem. I mean, not to just speak anything against India, but just because of the cleanliness, etc. So even I was wondering why nobody has done anything about this, because road trips just get so stressful for women, right?
Exactly.
So I mean, yeah, I think all of us have just been adjusting without finding a solution. So it's really nice that you guys are doing something about it now, and hopefully it'll start becoming a trend and we'll see it as the standard practice moving forward. Can you tell me a little more about your co-founders and how did you all come together?
Right. So I'll give an introduction about both of them first. So first we have Shiv. He's a rising senior at Amador Valley High School in Pleasanton, California. And we met through a few mutuals beforehand for, just on Instagram and stuff. And I realized that, okay, He's really good at computer science, coding, so on and so forth. And I am not sort of a little ashamed to admit it, but I'm really bad at computers, especially when it comes to coding, web app development, so on and so forth. So I thought that it would be a good idea to sort of see if he's on board to code the app. And that's how I reached out to him. I was like, hey, this is what I'm starting. And none of my friends wanted to code an app. So you're the only person I know. Would you be open to helping me? And he was on board. So that's how we connected. And I knew Surbi again through a few mutuals in Bangalore, like a few via Mun's friends, so on and so forth. And I knew she was like also facing this problem because it was something we had discussed previously. So I was like, okay, hey, we spoke about this before. I'm doing something about it. Would you want to join me? And she was like super enthusiastic about it. So that's how we sort of met. We met online, started working via Google Meets, loads and loads of calls, determined with just like time differences. Like we'd have to sit till like 2 a.m. IST to accommodate for his Californian time, so on and so forth. And that's how we met. And we also had a mentor, Ashish Dehade from Ara Consulting. And he's the co-founder of Ara Consulting, and he sort of guided us to make this into the idea that it is today. So when you see that there's a photo upload button, that was his idea. And it's things like that that sort of made 5 months of working together for us to be able to launch this.
That's really nice. And especially having a mentor is so important. So I think that really helped you guys kickstart well, right? Interesting. So do you all come from, or any of you come from entrepreneurship backgrounds, or is the first time you guys are building something?
So I do believe this is the first time that we're creating something. My co-founder Shubh, he also has an initiative where I'm also helping out, named Arogya Vardhan, but it's again a social initiative. In terms of entrepreneurial background, I would say that we've seen our parents work. Like my father, he's the founder of many pharmaceutical companies today, and in real estate as well. So for me, it's like I've always seen that at home, and that's my entrepreneurial background. But for both of them, they've always had that passion and seen other entrepreneurs do stuff. So that's how it is.
Interesting. Yeah, I think it's so helpful when you have an entrepreneur at home. You've been seeing it from childhood, day in and day out, and then that just gets imbibed in you. So how does your platform work? Can you tell us that?
Right, for sure. So what anyone would have to do to sort of use ItsClean would be to go online, just type itscleanforyou.com, and it directly leads you to the homepage of the website. We don't have any login or sign up, so you can just directly start using ItsClean. You can go to like the landing page and see bathrooms near you. We also have a search option. So let's say you're in the middle of nowhere, you just search for any bathroom that you think you know, and it'll just help you find that or help you see whether it's good. So one thing about our app is that when you reach the landing page, it'll ask you whether you want to approve your location or not. And let's say you allow Google to detect your location. It will by default show you the bathrooms closest to you. So now that we're sitting in Powai right now and recording this, maybe Eve, Mia Cucina, all of those would be the first bathrooms that pop up, which have been rated by other women, right? It'll show you, and when you like hover on the bathroom, it'll show you the cleanliness rating, overall rating, safety, so on and so forth. And you can always click on that, add your own experiences under comments, so on and so forth. We also have a rate and explore tab. So the rate tab is where you can go and rate your new bathroom experiences. So let's say there's a bathroom you don't see on the homepage. You can just go on to rate, put your own experience and rate the bathroom, and it automatically gets added to the homepage as well. We have the explore page, which is for finding it on Google Maps and getting like directions to it. So we integrated Google Maps for live location onto our web app as well. So let's say you click on a pin and directly take you to the Google Maps app, show you where the next bathroom is directly.
Interesting. So a similar company had come on Shark Tank, I think Vulu. So what makes you different from them?
So the thing about Vulu is, while they're a great idea, they're helping women find clean bathrooms and so on and so forth, which is essentially the main goal for both of us. What they do is they do corporate partnerships with other companies. So let's say we go to Pizza Express. They'll go to Pizza Express and say, hey, we'll audit your bathroom once, and we'll give you a rating based on whether or not your bathroom's clean. So while it is a good initiative, there are a few problems with that. Firstly, corporate sponsorships like that could be bought. Well, I'm not saying that is something that happens like officially, but there is a chance, right? And second, There's also the fact that if they audit it once, there's no daily checking, daily screening. Let's say when it was audited, they maintained the bathroom perfectly. But 2 weeks down the line, some woman goes to use it. There's no toilet paper. Jet spray doesn't work. Flushes are not working. Tap is leaky, stuff like that. And, that's not giving a realistic appeal as to how the bathroom's actually going to be like. What differentiates us is the fact that not only are we building a system for women to rate the bathrooms and give real life updates as to how the bathroom's functioning, but it's also creating a platform for women to speak about whether or not that bathroom's always clean. So let's say you go today, I go tomorrow to the same bathroom. You have a bad experience, I'm having a good experience. So it's creating the thing that, okay, they improved for us. So we're showing that, okay, there's improvement in institutions. There may have been a decline in institutions. We're giving the real life truth by crowdsourced data, which is something that Hulu does not do. And that's what makes us different.
Very nice. Yeah, I think it's important, and sometimes we don't know if it's a paid, review and a bot review. So you speak about, dignity and health of women. Can you expand the real risks that women face while using public washrooms? Of course, I also, as a woman, know a bit of it, but would love to hear from your research and your insights.
So from our research, we realized that firstly, not only are we facing the biggest problem of having UTIs while contracting UTIs and infections while using dirty toilets, but also the disadvantages of it are, for example, I'm speaking from my own experience here. There was this one bathroom I went to while I was traveling in Gujarat, right? It was so bad. There was one shared light in the whole bathroom. The whole floor is completely soiled with some mystery liquid. I want to say it was water, but I'm not sure, right?
Oh no.
The flush was not working. The faucet, the jet spray was leaky. I quite literally, with one hand, I'm holding the bottom of my pants. And from the other, I'm just doing some oblique sort of situation and hovering over the toilet seat. And I kid you not, I still ended up ruining my pants.
Oh God,
right? So it's situations like these that made me realize that, okay, it's difficult for women to go to a bathroom. It's in fact humiliating to go to such bathrooms, right? Another experience that I shared was I was in Manali, and this is super recent. In April, I was in Manali, and there was only one bathroom, one cafe right after the Atal Tunnel to go towards the mountain. One cafe, and they said when you go on Hulu or go on Google, they have a really good bathroom. It's rated to be a good bathroom. On official terms, they quite literally closed the bathroom, and they've put up a sign, bathroom unfunctional. They lead you outside the cafe to this one metal shack sort of situation, and there's a hole in the ground there, and you can bolt the door with a weak lock, and you're peeing into the ground.
Oh my God.
So it's situations like these that made me realize that I just wanted to pee, and I had to go through so much humiliation. I don't know if there's a camera here recording me. I don't know whether someone can see me. Am I getting my clothes ruined? Am I not, I'm definitely not comfortable being here. And while I give such extreme examples, this is something as simple that happens in malls where there's a stink throughout the bathroom. No one should be able to, no one deserves not to have a good place to just have a human function of excretion. I don't think that's fair. Women deserve to have the dignity to be able to go anywhere and everywhere with a clean and safe accessibility.
Yeah, it is such a big problem. I mean, I face it on every road trip that I go. Honestly, not only road trips, but honestly, I don't use wide leg pants or straight fit pants. Even when I'm stepping out, because the floor will be dirty, it'll be stinky, and I don't want that stink on my pants. So especially on road trips, I never wear wide pants. I don't wear straight pants, and we need to do so much planning for everything.
Exactly.
It's just I don't know why. I mean, we see movies where women didn't have washrooms only. That's another level which has been started solving recently. So this, I don't know when they're going to get to clean washrooms.
Exactly. Like, there's so many stories that I've heard from women since we started our app, and even while we were conducting research as to how they've had, like bad washroom experiences. And the one thing that really irks me is the fact that while bad washrooms exist, and okay, when you're not on your period, it's still manageable. But what if you are on your period and you still have to deal with a dirty bathroom? Like, that is quite literally insane. You came and told me today that, okay, this bathroom's good. I'm going to trust you word for word rather than any other, let's say, some computer coming and telling me, hey, this is a good bathroom. So that is what ItsClean's whole drive is. That we're getting real voices to come and tell us what's the truth rather than some bot or some audit checklist telling you what's the best.
Yes, I think that's very important. So, what all locations have you covered till now?
So we've covered a magnitude of locations, but most of our ratings have come from Bombay, Bangalore, Gujarat. We've had them from Gurgaon, Delhi. We have a few from Singapore, and we've had a few from California as well. So these are like the main places that we have people working like actively. But we do have ratings coming in from the rest of India other countries as well.
Okay. Is there a review that stayed with you and made you feel like this is why we built it?
Right. So this was, I think there's a review of this on our website as well. But this is actually a DM that came to our account, right? It was this woman who was basically talking about her whole life journey, and she just texted us. It was like late at night, we're all on a meeting, and coincidentally, it happened while we were on the meeting, right? And she's just texted us, hey, I really love your initiative because of the fact that, if I ever had to step out of the house, I would not drink water. I would always, carry like an empty plastic bottle just in case. And now I can openly drink water because if I'm traveling, I know that, or if I'm going anywhere, like even just to go to the mall, I know whether or not that mall has a good bathroom. If I'm going to a train station, I know whether that train station has a good bathroom or not. And I can just function daily without that fear of, okay, I need to hold it in till I get home. I don't, I can't drink water. I can't have liquids. I'm quite literally saving myself from dehydration. And she gave like a really long, sweet message. And this is around 2 months after we launched ItsClean. So when we were reading this on the meeting, like together, it was something that made us as founders and the rest of our team realize that, okay, what we're doing is having an impact on people. And it's stories like these that make us realize that, okay, we're doing something great. And it may take years, decades for women everywhere to have clean and safe bathrooms. But if there's even like a hope for it, like in the future, we'd want to work towards it today.
Amazing, I think. Amazing. So, what do clean washrooms mean beyond hygiene?
So I think beyond just plain hygiene of the toilets being clean and stuff, I think it's about the accessibilities or the facilities that you have in that bathroom. So it would mean, having a functioning jet spray, having a functioning flush, having toilet paper around. One thing that, should be there, I think at least in, the ones which have multiple stalls in them should be like a pad machine. And it's things like those that I think constitute of a clean bathroom. And one big factor out of all of that would be the smell. Like, please control the smell in a bathroom. Also, like having a sink that functions, having hand, like soap, stuff like that.
Have you seen any place that has improved after your platform has reviewed it?
Right. So we did see one Starbucks in Chemburum too. So we had a friend of mine, she rated like one of the first reviews on the website. She rated the Starbucks toilet. And coincidentally, we also had someone working at Starbucks who had seen our website online. So we're like, okay, wow, this is great. And they reached out to us and they're like, hey, that person who's working there, that employee reached out to us and she's like, hey, we saw this on ItsClean and we're going to do something about it. So we were like, okay, let's see. And this was the first time we'd seen, impact of our reviews happen. So we're like, okay, that's fair. Let's see how it goes. And 2 days later, another person who had been to that restroom, and she was like a friend of my mom's or something. She's like, way back when we were just starting. She reached out to my mom. She was like, you know what? Today I went to the Starbucks bathroom in like Chembur and it was great. Like tissue paper, stuff like that. It was working. Like it didn't even smell.
Wow.
And she said it pretty casually. And my mom came and told me this. She said, weren't we like talking about this like 2-3 days ago? I was like, yeah. She's like, okay, something did happen. And that's when I realized that, okay, when people are noticing what we're doing, it just has to start with one small rating, one small review. And change is actually, measurable. It's going to happen. It may take some time, but it's going to happen.
Do you have a larger team supporting you?
Yes.
And how many people in your team?
So we currently have 15 people who are working apart from the founders as well. We've got them spread across the world. We've had them in Singapore, California. We had a few in Europe. And we have quite a lot of them from India itself, because that's where most of us connect, right? And it's easier for us as two co-founders being in India to reach out to more people here. We have mainly people working on marketing, for social media marketing, reaching out to people, reaching out to NGOs, so on and so forth. And we have around 4 people on rotation for our app and web development.
Interesting. That's quite a large team where you're at. Did you need funding when you started your initiative, and how did you go about that?
So in terms of funding, because of the fact that we're a web app right now, we did not need funding while starting. The only cost that we actually bore were of buying the domain name and a little bit of website maintenance. And that was only after we deployed the website. So it was pretty much we did not need investing to start. We just had an idea and a little bit of going to our parents like, hey, you just need to put $10. That's about it. And they were okay with it because they realized that what we're going to do is going to have an impact. Like when we ask them for the money, they've always been open. Like in case you need funding, we're there. And if it's like a small amount, and we even thought of, going to other investors to get investing or like funding when we sort of want to scale this up into an actual business. So as high schoolers right now, our first motive was to get it out and make it a social thing. And then later on, we'd probably look at creating freemium models, so on and so forth.
Yeah, I think that was my next question. So do you plan to make it profitable, or do you want it to be like a social or sustainable initiative?
So as of right now, we do think that because it's a requirement for every single woman, we don't want to make it something that we're earning profits from. However, down the line, we may look at having a few ad sales and so on and so forth. But that is something that's still a little too distant for us to, make a concrete statement about now.
Okay, so currently you have a web app itself. Are you thinking of exploring a mobile app? Because everybody, mobile app is more user-friendly and more accessible.
Yeah, so I'm actually glad that you mentioned that. We're working for an iOS and Android app, like downloadable app currently. We're just in like the last stages of it. We plan on launching it by August.
So, what has this whole, journey and your initiative taught you that schools have not taught you yet?
So this whole sanitation thing, first of all, my schools never really taught me about it. And I think my biggest enemy when it came to bathrooms used to be my school bathroom. Like, I hated it. 8 hours every day, I did not go to the bathroom. And the thing is, your parents send you with like the 1 liter water bottle to school and you're supposed to finish it. And you're just sitting there in the last period with your leg over like the other, just waiting till you reach home, right? Luckily, when this happened, I used to live in Ghatkopar, which is like 5 minutes away from my school. So I never, I was like, okay, I'll reach home in 5 minutes, I'll be fine. But when we moved to Powai, I was still in the same school. And that's when it really started becoming a problem for me. And I was like, I cannot deal with this. And I'm telling you, when I spoke to teachers about it and everything, and we used to just casually discuss this, and they'll be like, it's fine, you just have to get used to it. No one's really going to do anything about it. What are you going to do? Go tell, everyone to change their bathrooms? That's not going to work. And I always kept thinking, why is it not going to work? Like, I come from an IB board. Like, we're all, as co-founders, we're all from international schools. We're all having, an out-of-box mindset being ingrained into us. And it was a little contradictory. And when we heard that, no one's going to do anything about it and you should just shut up and be with it rather than being, encouraged to think outside the box. Like it was very contradictory for us in all of our learning environments. And that's when we realized that, okay, if we truly want to embrace what we've learned at school, we need to do something. That sort of propelled us into doing and what ItsClean does today.
Interesting. So anything about business and leadership that you've learned with ItsClean that maybe you think schools should start teaching students?
So for me, fortunately, I come from a school where, there are many people who are very business minded. And, since like third grade, we've always had economic melas or like food stalls, stuff like that. So even as third graders, we were told that, okay, if you sell something, this is your revenue, this much is your profit. So that basic sense of commerce was always ingrained into my childhood. And I think for most of my team working with me, that has been something that's been ingrained into theirs. However, one thing that we did learn while working with ItsClean is hearing no. Like pitching this idea to people was great. But when we actually started with ItsClean, we did face a difficulty of people saying, hey, while we love your idea, we're not sure we really want to rate bathrooms. Like that's a taboo topic. Why are you even doing this? And while it was like this initial inertia that we were facing, we faced a lot of no's from people that we reached out to. Hey, like we like the idea, but we're not going to be working with you because it's a little taboo of a topic. And when that really raised a lot of doubt in us as founders in the very beginning. And we're like, we spoke to people, this should work out. Why is it not working out? And those no's started, having like a compounding effect on us. Till one day, our mentor told us that, listen, they are going to say no. You have to figure out how to turn that no into a yes. And when we started doing that, we realized that's when we actually started using like our business skills, your storytelling skills, going out to people and telling them that, okay, this is why you should use ItsClean. Like we started telling them, we'll help you find clean, safe bathrooms, which is essentially what we're doing. But that's not enough of a compelling narrative to convince somebody to use ItsClean. Or it wasn't at the very least. So when we actually started employing what our business textbooks told us, that's when we realized that, okay, there are things that, business textbooks help you with, but nothing is the equivalent of actually going and doing it, right? And this is something that everyone says that, experience matters, but no one tells you how much it matters, especially as like a teenager or, someone below 18, because they're bound to think that you don't have enough experience. But when you go and prove it to them, that's when they're actually going to sit and listen and that no becomes a yes. And this is what I think schools should teach children, that yeah, they are going to say no to you, but never undersell yourself in the fact that you can't do it. Any business, the first thing you need to do is believe in what you're doing, believe in what you're selling, believe what you're propagating to people. And only then would they actually believe in what you're doing.
Very nice. I think very well put. And amazing to see your confidence, yeah. It's really nice. You really believe in what your platform is doing and where you're coming from. So that's very nice. Anything surprising that you learned along the way which you didn't expect?
This is, I think, a very personal thing, and I don't think this relates to just ItsClean, but rather to many people my age. One thing that surprising was in 9th grade, this is like a personal thing, I took CS as a subject, right? Like computer science. I dropped it within a semester because I was doing horrible. Like I did not understand something as simple as binary numbers, right? While working on ItsClean, because I was so passionate about this project, you won't believe I genuinely took an interest to figure out what was going on with the app. How was it being made? My co-founder, so out of the 3 co-founders, Shub was the only one who was, working on the back-end part of the app. Like he was looking at the coding, the functionality, so on and so forth. And Surbi and I, in the very beginning, were looking at design, marketing strategies, so on and so forth. And those still remain our main roles. So looking at that, I always felt, why is he as a co-founder doing it alone? At the very least, we should learn. And I never took an interest in anything related to computer science. This was like the first thing that I explored out of my comfort zone. And I was like, you know what? I want to learn this. I want to at least understand the basics of it. Let's say I don't know how to code, that's fine. But I want to know how it works. So someday down the line, I'd be able to help make it better, help, my co-founders, my tech team to do a better job, make it more efficient maybe. And I don't know if I've, learned everything yet. I'm pretty sure Shubh is still going to come and tell me, listen, you don't know this as well. And, but at the end of the day, it was something that I took on as a learning journey. And I think this is something that many teenagers do, or many people do when they're starting out with something. They always say that, okay, we're not built for this. And then because they have so much of a drive towards it, they delve into it to whatever their personal capacity is. But I think that's something that, really shocked me. I never thought I would be someone who would do that.
Yeah, I think that's a very important point. So entrepreneurship and having your own business or your own venture teaches you a lot of areas apart from what you excel in. So that's good. You've started learning it early on. So what is your vision for ItsClean maybe in the next 3 to 5 years?
So within the next 3 to 5 years, we want to make it like the next Yelp or the next Google ratings for bathrooms, right? So today Yelp globally has a name for going and, getting ratings for something. And that's what we want ItsClean to be. Like if anyone sees a bathroom, either they like the experience or they don't like the experience. Their first thought instinctively should just be, oh, I need to put this on ItsClean. We want to make it into such a daily necessity for every woman's life that, she always has this thing that, okay, if I had an experience, someone else should also know about it. They should benefit from it, and they should also be using ItsClean. And I think let's take it in a more local perspective. It should essentially be like a Zomato for bathrooms. So this was something that, always has been what I wanted it to be. And I do think with the way that we're going right now, within the next 3 to 5 years, we'd be able to have the same scale in terms of getting people to use our app as hopefully Yelp and Zomato.
That's great. That's a great vision, and all the best for that. What advice would you give to other students who probably have some ideas in mind, but they don't know how to begin?
Okay, this is going to sound really cliche, but I'm just going to say go for it. Like, something about me is that, my dad's always told me you should take risks, but make sure they're calculated risks, right? And for me, I've always been a little bit of a risk-averse person. Like, I want that security. I've always looked at planning things through. Like, if you check my laptop right now, you will find 15 different documents with 15 different plans on them, right? But when ItsClean happened, I was just like, we have to do it. Like, go for it. We have the idea. We'll figure it out on the way. And to my, fortune, to my luck, I've had 2 co-founders and a mentor and the rest of my team who have been so supportive and so helpful that we face like the tiniest problem. We have 10 solutions to it. And the best part is, like, let's say even I don't come up with the solution. Everyone else always has someone or the other always has an idea that we can, use to make ItsClean better for the people. And that is something that, really helps when you're starting out with something. Say if there's a student who wants to, has an idea but does not know how to start, I would say find somebody who shares an interest with you for said idea and just start. Like today we have AI to help us plan out things. It can become a second brain for us. And I'm not ashamed to say this, but ChatGPT is my best friend. I think it knows me better than anyone else, to the point that if I have an idea, it's always going to help me complete it. Right? So use AI, use those kind of tools to make that idea bigger. And today, to start a business or to start an idea, it does not cost you anything. You can buy domain names for free. You can use Canva, the free version, to sort of make the design. Figma is free for, making the UI of the app. Coding platforms like GitHub and so on and so forth, you don't have to pay for them for the free modules. And it's when you have such platforms available to you, I think when you're at a younger stage, you can learn how to use them to your benefit pretty quickly because, you're still exploring stuff. So just take an idea, maybe come up with who's your customer, what's the solution, what's the problem. And once you have those 3 things, just use the platforms that have been given to you on the internet to be able to create something else.
So, Riva, it's been great hearing from you. Would your co-founders also like to share their experience? We could definitely attach a clip to the video.
Yes, for sure. I love it.
Riva, Shubh, and I met through mutuals on Instagram, and I've had Ashish Dehade as a mentor and a college counselor throughout the journey. We started the project late last year, and we've built up a team of 15 people working on marketing mainly, and 4 people working on rotation in tech. The idea for ItsClean came from a shared frustration between all of us. Each of us had a relative, or like our mothers or parents or sisters, or maybe even us, having to experience that fear of not being able to find a clean, safe restroom when going out of the house. And we understood that it was not just a problem that we were facing or people that we knew were facing, but that every woman in the world was facing throughout, no matter where she lived, what country, what city, anything. And we wanted to build ItsClean as a way to fix something so mundane, but also something so tolerated that we no longer talk about it and no one is making any efforts to work towards bettering the problem and finding a solution. And one thing I learned by working on ItsClean is definitely how to work in a team. The team is pretty big and we all live in different places. Time zones are different. It's hard to find times that work for everyone to call and chat, because it's really important to do that when you're working in such a big team. Sharing ideas is definitely important. Weekly meetings are definitely important. And it was very important to find a balance between working through all of that. If I had to give someone new who wanted to start doing something like this advice, I would definitely say to just start it, to not have to worry about the end goal, but focus on the journey and make sure that every step you're taking is constructive and important, and really think about everything that you're doing before you make the steps to make sure that they really count.
Hi, my name is Shubh, and I'm the co-founder and technology officer for ItsClean. So ItsClean started when Riva reached out to me through mutuals on Instagram, and we quickly made a team with me, Riva, and Serbi, and decided to start on ItsClean. The idea for ItsClean is pretty simple. It's to make a platform that solves a simple problem, which is dirty bathrooms, by having public, crowdsourced bathroom reviews and ratings. So I think the end goal of ItsClean is to make bathrooms that fit all the criteria of ItsClean reviews, like facilities, cleanliness, safety, maintenance, etc., and make a bathroom that you'd kind of want to use. In this process of working on ItsClean, I think the one thing that I learned the most is the how hard it is to convince people to use your app, even though it's technically a very simple thing. But it's the developer's responsibility to make your app more really straightforward and really, really simple to use. Lastly, one advice I would have for someone who's trying to start something like ItsClean is to find 1 or 2 team members who's as motivated as you. And once you do that, the hardest thing, honestly, is to just start. So I would recommend start small and keep working on it and keep growing and make more collaborations as you grow for more impact. Thank you.
Amazing. I think you've put it all very well, and it's been amazing hearing you. So this brings us to the end of the episode. Thank you so much, Riva, for sharing all your insights, your journey, and how you've built ItsClean and how you intend to take it forward. It's very inspiring to hear it, and very good to see how students these days are moving forward with their ideas, executing it, and making a change. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for inviting me. This has been really great. It's been really great to talk about ItsClean and how we started it, because I think through your podcast, through this, we'll be able to reach out to way more people who face this issue, and so to just create a community as we go.
Thank you for watching our episode till the very end. I hope you found our episode to be insightful. Please like, share, and subscribe. to our channel so the episode can reach a lot more people who can benefit from watching it. Please let us know in the comment section below if you would like us to work on something. Thank you.